So today we're going to be talking about the pros and the cons of living in Ocean Beach in San Diego. Now, this is one of my personal favorite communities, and it happens to be the part of San Diego in which I live. And I'm happy to take you through and let you know what I think about the highs and the lows of calling Ocean Beach home. So first, let's start off with number one, and we're going to go in no particular order here, but we'll start with the beaches. In OB, one of the nice features of the beach is that it's really pretty expansive east to west, so that's going to give you a little bit more sandy area, more room for volleyball, for putting the pop-up tent up and having the kids out or the family out for the day, or sitting with some friends. There's also Dog Beach, which is to the north end of um, the beaches in Ocean Beach, and that is a huge area where the dogs are able to run free and go play in the water and play with the other dogs. And a lot of people just come to enjoy the beach itself and enjoy looking at the dogs. The longest stretch of coastline in Ocean Beach is actually going to be Sunset Cliffs, and that's going to be a little bit different. So you're going to have kind of sandstone bluffs, which it's not as accessible for the beach. There's a couple of sandy areas, but mostly it's reef, and it's not going to be where you go to put up the umbrella, but it is a local favorite for checking out the view, watching the sunsets, going for walks, taking the dog for a walk along the cliffs. Everyone sets up yoga, and this is always on the weekends. You'll see weddings. It's a really stunning stretch of coast. So the number two pro for living in Ocean Beach is going to be the community. I don't know many neighborhoods in San Diego that are as tight-knit of a community as Ocean Beach, even though there's about 30,000 people here. But it is very civically minded, very involved. There are a ton of events every year. There's the annual chili cook-off. There's the street fair, the pancake breakfast. You've got the holiday, the Christmas parade, the Christmas tree. Halloween gets crazy. It's just a lot of fun, a lot of good people, and you have the farmers market every Wednesday on Newport. So number three, let's talk about the parks. So if you like open space, there is a ton in Ocean Beach. Not only do you have the beaches, but there are there's two huge parks to start with. There's the Dusty Roads Park, which has two dog parks where they can run secured off leash, and then there's a huge grassy area as well. And then you have Robb Field, which is even bigger, huge central grass area, softball fields, baseball fields, tennis courts, like racquetball courts or handball courts. Not sure. I don't think you play racquetball outside, but it's got some kind of court. And it's got the skate park and a little kids skate park. You've got the rugby games there. On the weekends, you have Albion Soccer, fills up the whole field for all ages of soccer. And it is a phenomenal community asset. And then aside from those two giant parks, there's a ton of other smaller parks throughout the community, including the the Little League field as well, Clearfield. Okay, and so we'll move on to number four. Let's talk about the schools. So I've got kids in the school district here, and I love it. So there is 3 elementary schools, and they all on, according to Great Schools and niche.com are phenomenal. They get 10s and and A's, whatever the grading metrics are on those sites. And then a really unique setup, which I personally think is awesome, given developmental ages and phases of kids. The kids will go to 5th and 6th grade at Dana Middle School, and then they all go over to Correa for 7th and 8th grade. So you break up the middle school, and then they go off to Point Loma High School. Phenomenal school system. There's also some good private schools, Warren Walker, which goes up to 8th grade. And then down into Point Loma, you have High Tech High and some other other private schools. The Rock Church has a big school that goes, I believe, kindergarten through high school. So a lot of opportunities for great education for kids. Why families love OB. Okay, and now let's go on to number 5. There is so much to do in OB. Whether you want to just get out and walk in nature, you can go to the beach, you can hike on some of the trails. By the way, everything else is very accessible. You've got hiking trails nearby just outside of the community as well. But in the community, aside from the hiking and the walking, you have uh, a ton of dining. You have entertainment. You've got live music. It is a very, very vibrant community. There is never a shortage of things to do. Again, from just sitting in the sunshine on the beach to a fun community event, St. Patrick's Day, Oktoberfest. We're going out to dinner, from just a great burger at Hodad's to the fish taco at South Beach with the view of the ocean and the pier, or something a little bit nicer. You can go down to Third Corner to get a nice bottle of wine and have a real nice environment at Third Corner. So tons to do in OB for whatever your taste. Okay, I want to sneak a sixth pro into Ocean Beach. Now, this isn't going to apply to every property, but some of the views are spectacular because OB rises up pretty quick from the water. And so you have the proximity to the water with some steeper elevation for some of the homes, and you have some gorgeous views. And that's both in Ocean Beach as well as you get down to the end of Ocean Beach, which we really call Sunset Cliffs. So phenomenal. Okay, now let's move on to the other side of things. And let's stay tuned. I've got the one bonus that's going to be maybe a pro, maybe a con. I don't know. It all depends upon what you think. So first of all, parking can be kind of a nightmare in Ocean Beach, especially in the summer. If you are in the area that's closer to the beach, it is difficult to park. A lot of people choose to use bikes, golf carts, Uber, scooters. Alternative modes of transportation can be helpful because there is limited parking, especially in the summer, the closer you get to the beach. Number 2, let's talk. So this is not an easy one to talk about, but there is a lot of homeless in Ocean Beach, and it's a little bit unique. There's always been kind of this history of kind of live and let live in the community, and so I think we've had a lot of homeless congregate in Ocean Beach. It's a very, very welcoming, very open community, and it can be a little bit of, at best, just a sad sight, at worst, a nuisance. So something you should know about. Number 3, cons living in Ocean Beach. Let's talk about the traffic. Getting in and getting out of Ocean Beach is not easy. That's why a lot of people don't want to leave when they live in Ocean Beach. So there's only a few main points of ingress and egress. And again, during rush hour in the summer, it can get really impacted. Getting onto the 8 to go back east, or just getting to downtown, trying to jump on the 5, it can be difficult to commute in and out of Ocean Beach. Stay away from the Rosecrans area, technically in Point Loma Midway. One of the ways in, but I just try to avoid that. Okay, and so number 4 con of Ocean Beach is going to be, look, it's the affordability. It's not a cheap place to live. It is a great quality of life, and there is value, but the prices are high, and that goes for rents or for the for sale properties. So take that for what it is. Do I think it's worth it? Yes, I do. Okay, and number 5 cons of Ocean Beach is going to be, it's impacted by the airport. So we are in the flight path. It depends upon what part of Ocean Beach you're in. If you're down at the south end of Sunset Cliffs, totally fine. You're not going to hear anything. But if you are right along like Voltaire, um, especially like over by Point Loma High School, then you're right in the flight path. It's a little bit worse in Point Loma than it is in Ocean Beach, as the planes are getting a little bit higher as they go over Ocean Beach. But there is the OB pause or the Point Loma pause where the conversation has to stop for a minute, let the plane pass, and then you can resume. So most of us just, it is what it is. We just deal with it. Um, but that's can be a con of living in OB. Now, I will note that the airport authority has the Quiet Home program, in which they will help pay for the retrofitting of windows and soundproofing, so that you are not as impacted by the airplane noise. So that is it for the cons for Ocean Beach. Now, I did mention that there was a bonus, and that would be the parrots. So Ocean Beach, since I don't know when, but some non-native parrots came in. They are a Mexican red-headed Amazon parrot or something like that. I don't really know, but personally, they remind me of waking up in Nicaragua and having a cup of coffee and hearing these things cackle and scream. And maybe that's just an association with a place I really enjoyed visiting. But they are pretty loud. They do have an odd sound. It isn't by itself very pleasant, but I personally enjoy it. They're beautiful, bright green birds with these little red heads, and they have a thriving population in Ocean Beach. It's actually spread to other parts of San Diego. There's a lot in East County as well, in El Cajon and La Mesa. But that's something that can go either way depending upon what you like. So there you go. Pros and cons of living in Ocean Beach. Let me know what you think. Have you visited? Do you live here? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you are thinking of making a move to San Diego, or if you're in San Diego and thinking of making a move, reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you, whether it's something that you have to do in 9 days or 9 months. You can reach out via text, phone call, email. Love to hear from you.